What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Ready or Not. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am your main squeeze. I am Visual. And I'm so happy that you guys are here listening to me from wherever you are in the world. You could be doing anything else, but you're spending time with me. So thank you. Thank you for being here. If you are a return listener, I love you. I appreciate you. Let's continue to build this relationship. If you're new to the Free Game family, welcome. You have arrived. You are in the right place. This is a divine appointment. You are supposed to be exactly here. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on everything, especially on my YouTube channel, which is Free Game with Visual. Go ahead and look for the playlist tab and look for Ready or Not. That is my podcast. You can follow my podcast and listen to everything that I have created on there. And then go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Free Game with Visual. Free Game _ with _ Visual. And if you didn't get all that, well, you can just catch the picture at the end of this podcast recording, and I'll have all my information on there. Okay. So, let's see. Without further ado, let's get into this next episode. My husband is out in the living room, and he wants everyone to know it because the TV is up as high as it can be. And when he walks around, you know it because you can hear him. And when he does anything, it's very obvious because he is not subtle. I guess that's what you get from a 6'4" sized man. We had marriage counseling today. And it's always interesting to see what our day is going to be like after counseling, right? If you ever had counseling before, that is marriage counseling, then you understand. If you haven't, let me give you a little idea about what I mean. Say you start your day in the morning and you and your husband or you and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you guys have a good energy. There's love and good communication. You go about your day. You take care of your things. They take care of their things. You guys still keep in touch. It's a good day, No arguments, no foreseeable problems. Everything's cool, right? But then, later in the afternoon, you know that you guys are going to have to come together because you have marriage counseling or therapy, at a certain time where you talk and you unpack things that are the opposite of the kind of day that you're having. You unpack real life things, things that make me feel like I can't stand you, and things that make me feel like, why did I even get married? And things that make me feel like, what are we even doing? Right? You talk about those kinds of things, and that completely changes the tone. It changes the tone from where you guys were earlier in your delusion, right? In your happy-go-lucky, going with the flow, feeling free and good energy that you had for the earlier part of the day. So that was basically us, Everything was cool. And everything is still cool. Don't get it twisted. We're still having a nice day. What's nice? There hasn't been any arguments, You know that you're having a good day with your person. Okay, let's keep it real. Married people, you know that you're having a good day, or you've had a good day if you haven't gotten into an argument. If you haven't wanted to get in your car and leave. If you haven't shut yourself in the opposite room of your significant other, right? You didn't have to yell. You guys are having a solid day. That is a win in your relationship, because it's not always like that. You guys are going to have disagreements. There's going to be some passion when you guys talk to each other and exchange conversation. It's not always going to be light and loving. Sometimes there's going to be a tone. Sometimes there's going to be a head nod. Sometimes there's going to be some attitude and some sparks flying, okay? It's just what comes with the territory. When you take two people who are very different, put them in the same house, under one roof, try and blend their lives together to become one, that's a lot of adjusting and adapting and growing pains and processing. And some people handle it different than others. Some people handle it better than others. Some people just can't handle it at all, right? So trust me when I say, if you've had a day where none of those things have happened, that is a win for the home team, okay? You are winning. All right, let me get back to it. So, marriage counseling. We're doing it virtually right now. We talk to our counselors. There's two of them, a husband and a wife. Very sweet, God-fearing couple. And depending on whatever they gave us homework on, or whatever we've been working on or focusing on, we unpack that. Keep in mind, we do it like every other week. So we'll have our session. We'll talk about what's happened. They'll give us homework. And then we have a whole week to live in all of that and eventually do that homework, and then come back and share with them and unpack what that looked like. Sometimes it can be a lot, especially if you know me. You know that what you see is what you get. I'm very forward. I'm very vocal. I don't hold my tongue, and I don't say that in a way that is rude or disrespectful. Like, being honest, being truthful, that's actually considered being kind in the Bible. That's a kindness. That's loving. That's how you love someone, by telling them the truth, by being honest. If you have a complaint against your brethren, you bring that to them. That's what it says in the Bible. You bring it to them. You let them know, like, hey, I got an issue. I got a problem. We need to fix this now. Because first of all, that's what God said that I had to do. And second of all, I can't talk to him wholeheartedly and bring to him what I need to talk with him about unless I do this first, right? Because those are the instructions. God can't hear you until you clear your heart and forgive or share your complaint against whoever it may be. Because that's the obedient act. That's what he has instructed us to do. And so I'm very obedient in that regard. Let's see. We're working on conflict resolution. And that's a conflict in itself. How do you resolve the conflict of conflict resolution? The conflict here is, and in most cases, is that some people are good communicators. Some people don't want to communicate at all. Some people over communicate, right? I'm trying to make it easy for everybody. But that makes it hard with a person who doesn't necessarily operate the same way as you. And I don't even need you to operate the same way as me. I just need you to operate. Like, the session ended on a good note. we were able to unpack some important things. We were able to learn some things. We were disciplined, in areas that we needed to give it more attention to. We both have homework. If you're married, you're always going to have homework. Whether you know it or not, whether you do it or not, there's always something for you to do. You are never going to arrive, okay? Let me just say that. Individually, singularly, that's a thing. That's a word. You are never going to arrive in this life, period. So it's better if you just start doing the homework now. That's what I'm trying to get at. I love my husband very much, but we are two very different people. We are opposites, and I don't know who came up with the opposites attract. I think they should have been more specific, like opposites attract to a certain extent, and then list those extents. Because across the board, no, opposites don't attract. Actually, those are called in this day and age red flags. When opposites don't attract, compatibility errors, that's what those are, right? If I'm speaking honestly, we probably shouldn't have gotten married. We should have waited a lot longer to spend the time we needed to get to know each other more. Looking back at it, it was a little bit of a rush, right? And then it's like, what for? What was the rush? Because we loved each other? Because we wanted to have sex? Oh, yeah. We were celibate. He had no choice. I have been celibate, my personal choice, since before I got married, about 5 years, which is very beautiful and powerful and big thing, right? It's like nothing else you've ever done. But if you've ever been celibate or abstained from having sex for any period of time, you know that there are so many benefits to doing that. But even more so, the way that you feel internally and externally is like nothing else. Anyways, for another time, but time. That's what's important, is time. Anything fruitful, anything meaningful, anything you feel that is lovely and worth it, give to God first of all, right? He also tells us to dwell on those things, but seek Him about it first. See what it is that He speaks to you about, if anything. And then give it more time with whoever it is that you're talking to, whatever kind of relationship it is that you're in. Because time tells. Now that I am married, I realize that I've always been a wife, right? And even before I got married, I knew that I was a full packaged woman. And anyone who got with me, well, they wouldn't lack anything. There is true beauty in marriage because it is no longer about the two people. It is this invisible yet present covenant, commitment, relationship, contract that you get in and make with God. And you can't see it, but it is omnipresent. You can feel it. It convicts you. It reminds you. It embraces you. It shows you. Like, it makes itself known to you. And the best way that I can describe it is, say you want to be ugly or mean or rude or go off on your significant other or on your husband or your wife, or you want to leave them or whatever, like you fill in the blank. Say that you want to act out. Thinking about that in the moment, you're intercepted by that reminder that God is also very much so involved in your relationship and in your marriage. And he's just looming, right? And then you stop to think, well, dang. Okay, I can't do that. It's not right. That's not godly. It's not what I would do to God, because he's a part of your marriage. He's a part of your relationship. God says to treat everyone and do everything unto him as if you were doing it for him. Well, if we're supposed to be treating each other and serving each other the way that we would Christ, well, does what you want to do or what you were thinking about doing earlier, is that a good way to serve Christ? Is that a good way to love Christ? No, it's not. See, it is Jesus, that is God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It is all of them who reel me back in, who discipline me, who convict me, who remind me that I too am flawed, that I too am a sinner, that I too need grace, that I too need to be forgiven. It is them who make all those things very clear in challenging, difficult moments that involve my husband or people that I love. They remind me. And once I get reminded, I correct myself, right? Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I catch it before I get to a point where I've already gone off, or I've already said what I wanted to say, or I've already been sassy and had an attitude or whatever. You know, sometimes I catch it before I get to that point. Sometimes I'm in the midst of the act and God will convict me. And then I recorrect my behavior and my actions. And sometimes this is where a lot of us fall. We've already done the act, right? We've already sinned. We've already cussed, we've already argued, we've already fought, like we've already done the deed, and then we have to come back and apologize. The important thing to remember here is that no matter where you fall, whether it's before, in the middle, or after, the fact that you're aware of that conviction, the fact that you're aware of God, of Jesus, of the Holy Spirit speaking to you, letting you know, hey, remember me, I'm here too. We shouldn't act like that. We shouldn't do that. You're better than that. Is that really how you want to treat them? Remember how I forgave you when you did that really terrible, horrible thing, and I didn't remind you about it and throw it in your face? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna need you to have to do that now, right? Like, regardless of where you're at, the fact that you have that awareness, you're in a good place, right? But now, because we know better, we have to do better. And that's not easy. That's where the sacrificing and the continual dying to self comes into play, right? Each and every day of our lives. I like to say this: it gets easier as it gets harder. What does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. You get better-ish, or you get more refined and seasoned in doing the hard things that you don't want to do. But the more you stop pushing back and going against those things and just start allowing those things to just naturally flow and take shape and go with them because it's the right thing to do, it becomes easier to die to yourself. And then you think about, like, well, man, I love this person. I care about this person. Like, I don't want to treat them this way. I don't want to be ugly towards them. I mean, God loves you and he cares about you, and he should be treating y'all and me, some of us, very ugly and nasty. But does he? No. Instead, he forgives us. He still loves us. He provides for us. He takes care of us. He blesses us. And we are not deserving. There is nothing good about us. If you have Jesus in you, just know that he is the only good thing about you. You don't even get me started, but we've got it good. God is way too good to us, right? And so that's the concept. That's the perspective that we should have in our relationships when dealing with people that we love and care about, friends, family, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends. That's the place that we should move from. That's the approach that we should take, right? Giving grace, forgiving, being loving and kind, even in the midst of challenge and hardship and anger and disagreement. And you fill in the blank, because there will be all of that stuff. It's not a matter of when, because it will happen, right? Yeah. And you got to get your reps in. You're not going to be great at it right away. Like I said, you never arrive. So these kinds of things, they take time. And you got to put your time in. But lucky for us, for those who are married and in relationships, you have many chances, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, oh my gosh, because what is it? Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Well, my gosh, I know that they have to be from somewhere else that we're not, because gee whiz, they do. a very good job of showing us that and reminding us that every single day. See, so I'm letting you know right now that you can be a professional grace giver and a professional giver. Oh my God. In no time. Man, you would have, in the 7 months that I've been married, let me tell y'all, your girl's getting good, right? I am getting good at turning the other cheek. I am getting good at, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing nice. Don't say nothing at all. I am getting good at giving grace. I'm like, Lord, you said the battle is not mine, it is yours. So you know what? You can have this battle. I didn't say I was perfect. I said I'm getting good, okay? So that means that there's a lot of room for improvement in there. But pick and choose, okay? Pick and choose what's important. Pick and choose what's a big deal and what's not a big deal. And it's funny for me to say that because to me, everything is a big deal because that's just who I am. You know, God created you, girl, with a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions. And I care a lot, right? And it's like, I want reciprocity. Like, I want you to treat me as good as I treat you. Like, is that too much to ask for? And like, wouldn't you want to? Because like, you love me, you care for me, you married me, like. And please know that when there's moments in your relationship where you're feeling like they don't, it's natural, it's common. You married a complete sinner, right? You married someone who was flawed and who has mistakes and who has failures and who is gonna mess up just like you have. So it's not the end all be all when they hurt your feelings or they don't do something, you know, and it doesn't mean that they don't care. It just means that they're human and they're selfish and that they need more Jesus. Okay? Just like we do. So have some patience. And please know that if you're ever thinking about marriage, it never stops. You're always going to be working on something. You don't really get to coast, you know, especially if you're newly married. Like if you've only been in the game for under a year or a little over a year, you guys are still in the figuring it out, getting to know you, building our own rhythm, laying the foundation stage. And I'm here to give you the real deal on what that is and how it is. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing with y'all. This is not for the birds. This is not easy. The two becoming one, I don't even know if it's really possible. You know? You just do your best, honestly, each and every day. And you try not to kill each other. And you hold fast to the things that God says. It is important for you to stay grounded. Let me tell you, if you don't have a active prayer life or reading life, and by reading I mean the Bible, well, getting married will quickly change that for you. Thankfully, I've always had a relationship rooted in Christ. I've always known God to be the love of my life, right? But let me set the record straight here. Just because you know Jesus, you have a relationship with God, doesn't mean that you're exempt from drama and problems and life happening and negative feelings and stuff like that. Like, I don't mean none of that. It's if anything, it's even harder because you have a relationship with Christ. You know the word. You know what it is that he expects from you, and putting those things into action in the midst of all of that, that's not for the weak, you know. That's why a lot of people don't have a relationship with Jesus, because the road is very narrow. There's not a lot of space on there, which means that you can't take a lot with you, right? You're very limited. There's a specific set of instructions and materials and things that you can have with you on this road, and nothing else. There's not room for anything else. In order to be able to walk that, you can't let your guard down. You got to stay on your toes. You got to stay focused. You got to keep your ears open. You got to guard your heart. You got to lock in. The other road, well, everybody's on that road. You can take anything with you. You can drive anything. you can walk however you want to walk. Talk however you want to talk. It's crowded. That's not the VIP section. That's general admission. Everybody and their mama out there, right? Who wants to be there? It's crowded. It's hot. All kinds of crazy people, you know, and that road is not taking you anywhere. Like, there is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're just going without any direction. You're just blindly walking with everybody else. Well, there's no place I want to go. There is reward in obedience and discipline and sacrifice. And look at Jesus. What did he do? He went to the cross for you, girl. He went to the cross for all of us. And he died for sins that he never, ever made or committed. He took everything on for us out of obedience to his Father, because God had a purpose and a plan for him and for us, because he loved us. He loves us. Wow. So, if Jesus had to do it, what makes you special? You have to do it too. I have to do it. I do it every day. The more you do it, the more you do it. I would love to say that you get good at it. I don't think we get good at it. I think we become better at being more obedient and becoming more like Christ. That's honestly the goal. It's funny because I realize that I'm married, and I'm married to a complete whole person, but this marriage actually has nothing to do with him or me, and it has everything to do with me and God, and the way that I treat my husband is equivalent to me treating God that way. And I can't do God wrong. I can't do him dirty. I can't shortchange him. I can't be mad at him. I can't quit on him. I can't give up on him. I can't be mean to him. I can't lie to him. I can't do God the way that I want to. I have to do it the way that he's called me to. the way that he's called you to also. So for all of y'all out there in a real relationship, in a real relation, you see how they put real in there? Because it is real. In a real relationship, if you ever wondered what it's all for, and maybe you didn't even know or realize until now in this moment, or until you got married, or until you got in a relationship, that is your duty, that is your responsibility. That's it right there. To love them like Christ. To treat them like Christ. To serve them like Christ. To forgive like Christ. To give grace like Christ. You have to you got to see past them, right? And you have to be the change that you want to see. You can't expect people to go first. You can't expect people to just know, to be these things, and you're not even exemplifying those things. What makes you think that you deserve that? Are you even that person? Are you consistent in those acts? Focus on God. Focus on the good. Love like God. Treat others the way that you would treat God. Watch it. Watch it become obviously evident in your relationship, the change. And then also, you'll feel the change. You'll feel the change in you. Anyways, thanks for sticking with me. I hope this was able to bless you and help you along your path, along your journey, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single. This is all relatable and applicable advice and information that you can use to benefit yourself personally and your relationships around you. And I pray that you take it and that you use it. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm so glad we're in this relationship together. I'll see y'all in my next episode. Go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. You know how to find me. You know how to stay connected with me. And I'll see you on the flip side. Be loved, be light, be encouraged, be easy. Peace.